All right. Well, Zach, where do you wanna kick things off now for our big talking points for this week?
I mean, we should discuss the big asshole with the Keyblade.
Okay, fair. Yeah. So Sora was officially revealed for Smash. This is something that people have wanted since Brawl. This has been a Smash wish list since Brawl. So I know there's a lot of people out there that is super pumped about this. Obviously, this is like a character reveal where it's like the internet unanimously was like all like, okay, that's cool, that's fine. It makes sense. I mean, how else were you going to end the final slot? I mean, there was only a couple of characters that could end that final slot. Sora would be one. I would say because of the giant meme that it's been for the past 2 years. Waluigi would have been another one if they turned him into a character.
Yeah.
But after that, it's like, who else would have been worthy for that last slot? You know what I mean? Sora makes the most sense. And he looks fun. I mean, I like what they're doing with his outfit stuff. Gameplay looks fun. I still haven't bought Character Pass 2, so I'll play them eventually.
Oops.
But I did think it was kind of funny that there was like a severe absence of like in the stage and everything of like the Disney characters. I thought that was funny, like where they just very purposely made them like you cannot see like Donald and Mickey. They're just not there. So I thought that was kind of funny. I did enjoy that. We also did get the announcement for the next set of amiibos to come out. Min and Steve and Alex. They are coming out in March, so I'll be picking those up. But the talking point here isn't Sora. Okay, that's not the talking point. It's just that is what it is to me and you.
I mean, honestly, whenever you sent me that Sora was announced, I was just like, really? Or is this a joke?
Yeah, exactly. The talking point isn't Sora. That's not the big talking point is, and it's been what a lot of people talk. What is next for Super Smash Brothers? This is the biggest crossover event in gaming history. Hands down, no questions asked, probably will not be topped. And from the way that kind of Sakurai approached this presents, the way Nintendo advertised it as Sakurai's last Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, which again, I know it's just the one game, but they approached it as his last one. The way he reflected on the game at the beginning, where he's just like, think about it like this. Think about when we started development, you were probably in elementary school. When the game was announced, you were in middle school. And now that this last character, you should be in high school. That's really wild to think about, which that is. That is, if you're in that age range, that is wild to think about. But he really reflected on the game, working on how all the collaborations came through. Even he openly admitted, he's like, I was even shocked that Sora got in, because that, we know how Disney is.
Yeah, Disney's pretty hard.
Yeah, they're tough with their license. We think Nintendo's bad. These two, Disney and Nintendo, man, they're a perfect pair, I guess. But what is next for Smash? Like, first off, is Sakurai done? Obviously, we don't know. But would you think that he could be done? I would say maybe. I mean, if Nintendo literally just continues to give him an open checkbook and say, do whatever you want, then maybe not. But this is obviously a lot of work that goes into these games. But what do you think could happen next? Like, Nintendo's obviously not going to. Let's go ahead and squash this. Smash is not dead.
No.
It makes too much money. Nintendo will make another Smash, but what will be the next Smash? Will they just take a Switch generation approach where they just port something up and port Smash Ultimate to the next console? But we don't know how licensing will work.
With the weird hand storyline, we need a Smash beat 'em up.
That would be fun.
Or just an RPG, either or.
Okay, the RPG actually, that would be really dope too. I would enjoy that. It would be interesting to see if, like, for the next Smash, they actually do take a new spin on it with like a new fancy single player mode. Ward of Light was okay. I mean, it wasn't what I wanted out of Smash.
Yeah,
which that was a little bit like an RPG. It wasn't what I wanted out of the single player mode, because I really loved Subspace Emissary Brawl. I thought that was really fun. It was just a streamlined story mode.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was a lot of fun. But I mean, like if they were to make a brand new Smash, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Like, I don't think we're gonna see anything close to the roster that we have now. I mean,
don't. That's sort of the downside of this. Is this has become such a big game as it's expanded so long. There's so many stages, so many characters. If they were to release a new Smash, it probably wouldn't compare unless it's just a whole new types of mechanics and fighting and stuff like that. I mean, could it possibly get to where Ultimate is? Yes, with the same amount of time. But the thing becomes is when you do that and you lower the roster, people will want to expect those characters to return.
Right.
Because they want to play their favorites on the new game if there's new mechanics and whatnot. So it becomes a hard thing that the only real way I can see Smash continuing at this time is if they're willing to test and branch into different genres and play around with stuff. More or less using the Smash as a name rather than, I guess, what it's as a fighting game, it's iconic play style. I mean, they can make a new Smash game. It'll probably sell. But I feel like if it did come out, people would still probably stick with Ultimate for quite a while.
Kind of like Melee.
Yeah.
Melee still has obviously a huge following, but that's also because just the gameplay mechanics is so good. But I mean, that's a very good idea that I didn't think of, is that, you know, one possibility for where they could take Smash is just really putting some sort of new spin on it, like you're saying. But, you know, I think right now, I think one possibility is that Ultimate will just get ported.
Most definitely
to the new console, and with the new port, I do think we could get new characters, but it'll just be a pass. Like it's not going to be new characters with the base game. I think that you would get the exact same roster you have right now up to Sora, maybe some other things included in the game to make it new and fresh, like something, maybe, you know, something more to the World of Light or just whatever. Characters be the exact same, and then, you know, it's just like, well, hey, you know, there's another fighter pass that is announced, because then I feel like that leaves the dev team to work on less stuff. You know, like they don't have to make like 90 characters from scratch. They'll already kind of have them set up, and they just kind of graphically enhance it for 4K, which, you know, that would be something that I think would really entice Sakurai to come back and work on it, is just to have a very graphically pleasing game like that he could work on. I don't know how much that is a huge focus for him, because look at the games he's always worked on and been happy working on. But hey, you never know, that could be something that he wants to try to really make a game just look unbelievably beautifully stunning in 4K.
I was about to say, the only other thing I could think of which would require Nintendo to not be Nintendo is if they
unlikely
allowed Smash to be on other consoles and platforms.
Well, just remember what the Platinum Games guy said.
Yep.
So probably not.
As I said, that's why I said it would require Nintendo not to be Nintendo.
Yep, exactly. It will be interesting to see what happens out of Smash. This week for Smash really felt, what's the right way to put it? I don't know. It just felt sentimental this past week. You know, just seeing everyone talk about Smash Ultimate, seeing about the announcement, and seeing like everything Sakurai talked about, everything he talked about afterwards, where even Sakurai openly addressed the "thank you, Sakurai" that was trending. Even he openly addressed it, just like, "Hey, I'm just now seeing this. This is awesome. Thank you, thank you." You know, Sakurai's such a great dude. And you know, the one thing that I do want to point out before we kind of move on here is that you know, if Sakurai, let's say, is done, you know, he wants to go out and retire, and they kind of get another, you know, the rest of the dev team to work on it, and he goes and does stuff with his game company Sora, which he did make a joke about. Is if Sakurai leaves, like, think about it, like, this is almost like the real end of an era for Nintendo, you know, because I mean, you have the unfortunate passing of the president, whatever. Reggie has left. Some other people have also left and moved on. Like, this could be like the actual end of an era for Nintendo. So it's just kind of wild to think about.